It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and my Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, and leave the comments. Without y'all, there's no About Time Boxing family and no Trill 100 Mil gang. That's why I feel like I got the best audience on YouTube, and I honestly and sincerely and truly appreciate each and every single one of y'all. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Canelo Alverez. This dude leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth. He won't fight no undefeated Mexican or black fighters. He fought one undefeated black fighter, and that was Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd handed him his ass. But he won't fight David Benavidez. He won't fight Jermall Charlo. He won't fight DEMETRIUS Andrade. And the crazy thing about it is, just about everybody in the boxing industry, from old and new, even his own trainer, Eddie Reynoso, even said the same thing. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Sugar Ray Leonard, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. A lot of these guys said that in order for Canelo to be great, he has to fight Jermall Charlo. But he won't fight him. Now Canelo, some months back, was hinting around to, oh yeah, he would like to fight Jermall Charlo. But I think he just was saying that to keep people from, asking him that, because everywhere he go, because they say, look, you ran from him at 154 and 160. He was your mandatory at 154. You vacated the belt, went up to 160. And when he became your mandatory there, you did the same thing, vacated the belt. And then you petitioned the WBC for the franchise belt. And the franchise belt didn't exist until just, a few years ago. And the franchise belt is not a belt that they, it's not an honor belt, like a belt they give you, it's not a reward. You have to petition them for the belt. And that's not a belt that you can take with you. Like, see, that's why they want people to think Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed lightweight champion, but he's not. Devin Haney holds the official WBC lightweight title. Teofimo petitioned them for the franchise belt, and that's the belt that he has, the one that Lomachenko had. And Lomachenko petitioned them for that franchise belt because Devin Haney was his mandatory, and he didn't want to fight Devin Haney. So he chose to drop the belt to Devin Haney and then petition them for a franchise belt. Basically, the franchise belt is just saying, okay, you can get a shot at the official title whenever you want. Just basically holding your spot to fight, the official, the real champion. Because the franchise belt, you can't fight for it. And if you at 154, you can't take it up to 160 with you. If you're at 160, you can't take it up to 168, so forth and so on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Deontay Wilder, they offered it to him, I believe. And he didn't want it. He said he didn't want that belt. Because he wanted to fight his mandatories. Because, see, in my opinion, the best fights right now that you can make at 160, 168 involves Jermall Charlo, DEMETRIUS Andrade, David Benavidez, and Canelo Alverez. And you can stick Caleb Plant somewhere in there. But Canelo has been avoiding those guys. And look, and he basically went to the WBC and forced them to make Avni Yildirim his mandatory. That's why when he fell out with Golden Boy and all that, behind all that money and stuff, because he wanted to fight him then, and they said, no, listen, we agreed to pay you 30 to 35 million for fighting premium opponents. Avni used to be he used to be a sparring partner with Canelo. And now you just got finished fighting, to me, an inexperienced Callum Smith. Callum Smith wasn't ready for that, man. Canelo, and for real, Canelo probably could have knocked him out any time he wanted, but Canelo, I think he dragged that fight out and let that fight go 12 rounds. One, because he had the little layoff, then he wanted to get the rounds in, and he wanted to make Callum Smith look tougher than what he really was, so because he figured people wouldn't be as critical on him. But people see, man, they see through the smoke and mirrors. Cinnamon. They see through it, dude. You ducking Jermall Charlo. You claim that the fight with DEMETRIUS ANDRADE would be boring and people would blame you. Oh, what was the fight with Callum Smith? You think the fight with DEMETRIUS ANDRADE would have been as boring as the one with Callum Smith? Because that fight wasn't exciting. In my opinion, it wasn't an exciting fight. And to be honest, I didn't even look forward to the fight when I heard that he was, but he advertising, Canelo, your boy gonna be back in the ring and this, that. I said, man, that's why when I did the video about it, I said, is this guy really a worthy opponent? Nope, another cherry pick for Canelo Alverez. And now Avni Yildirim is another cherry pick for Canelo Alverez. He know that man ain't gonna pose no real threat to him. He know it. And it seems like he running things at the WBC. It's like he telling them, he telling them how to do their job. He telling them like, no, we not going to do this. This is what we going to do. So all that, pound for pound, Canelo's not pound for pound. And you got some people that say, oh yeah, against European fighters, he pound for pound. Nah. Because pound for pound don't categorize what type of fighters. Pound for pound is you fighting the best, no matter what color they are. Whatever division you in, you fighting the best in your division. And you're beating the best, and you're beating all of them. That's why Floyd was pound for pound. He beat everybody. Say what you want about him. But he beat everybody. So, why won't Canelo fight Jermall Charlo? Because he know listen, because Jermall Charlo not a small guy. He not small. And I've been telling people, man, for years about the Charlo brother. I said they're a lot dangerous than people think. And Jermall Charlo definitely has the power to knock Canelo out. David Benavidez definitely has the power to knock Canelo out. DEMETRIUS ANDRADE has the power and the ability to, he don't have like that devastating, like one hitter quitter type power like Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, but he can put some combinations together. He has the ability to stop Canelo on his feet if he get him hurt. But the fight everybody keep asking for is Canelo and Jermall Charlo. Fight Jermall Charlo. Why won't you fight Jermall Charlo? So if Charlo come up to 168 and become your mandatory, what you gonna do? Go back down? Or you gonna pull another Sergey Kovalev? You gonna drop the belt then and go up? You gonna petition them for a light heavyweight or cruiserweight franchise belt, and then find somebody weak in that division? Because everybody that you've been picking he know that they not no match for him. He know it. He know it. But even your own trainer, Canelo, said that in order for you to be great, you have to fight Jermall Charlo. And everybody else told you the same thing. And even before he left Golden Boy, Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, and them, they all told him, like, listen, dude, if you really want to solidify your legacy, you got to fight this guy. What you waiting for, Jermall Charlo to have all this, all this inactivity and this long layoff? Is that what you gonna do? Because Canelo, you know what I mean? He, you know, like, I mean, come on, man. The risk is all the same. So why don't you go ahead and just fight Jermall Charlo? Or fight Demetrius Andrade. Me personally, I want to see him fight Charlo. That's the fight I want to see. But then what are you going to do? Fight Billy Joe Saunders after he fight this guy, Avni? Or he going to fight another sparring partner? I mean, listen, we can stop beating around the bush. We can stop with all the BS. And you can call it what it is. Canelo is running from Jermall Charlo. He's ducking Jermall Charlo. And I would say justifiably so, but I'm not going to say that because Canelo's saying, even Canelo think that he's pound for pound the best. All right, then prove it. See, this is what I talk about. When everybody start talking about boxing, it's supposed to be about the best fighting the best. But then when it come down to the fighters that people favor and the fighters that people like, they got all these kind of excuses why they shouldn't, why they not fighting the best or why they shouldn't fight this person. They come up with all these excuses. He's supposed to have more. He's supposed to have more experience than Jermall Charlo. So, all right, then you should be able to outsmart him. It should be an easy fight. But Canelo knows that if he step in the ring with Jermall Charlo, it's a 50 to 80% chance that he's not going to leave that ring the same fighter he was when he walked in that ring, and he know it. And I hope that he don't save that fight to when, because you can see the wear and tear on Canelo now. You can see it. I don't care what nobody say. If you know boxing and you pay attention to fighters and watch them develop over the years and watch their fights and stuff, you can see the wear and tear on Canelo. You can see it. You can see it. And he's too small to try to carry, 175 and all that. He's too small for that. You could have stayed down at 154 and fought Jermall Charlo then. Or Jermell. Because when you went up to 160, you had to, but see, Canelo try to, Canelo, see, a lot of people don't know that Canelo be having like these catch weight clauses and these rehydration, these catch weight stipulations and rehydration stipulations in his contract to try to mess you up. Remember when he fought Danny Jacobs, he put in there that, after the weigh-in, Danny Jacobs couldn't rehydrate, more than 10 pounds over. So he'd try to set up a catch weight so you could drain yourself out trying to make the weight for the fight. And then when you got to rehydrate, to try to tell you that you can't rehydrate to, whatever. You got to rehydrate to a certain point. So if you only can rehydrate 5 to 10 pounds, over the actual weight set for the fight, then what is a person going through trying to drain themselves to make whatever catch weight he set? And then they might try to go lower than the catch weight, because they may have to, just to ensure that they don't rehydrate 5 or 10 pounds over the set weight for the fight. That can weaken any fighter. But that's the type of stuff Canelo do. If y'all don't believe me, check it. That's the type of stuff Canelo do. And guarantee you, if he finally decide to fight Demetrius Andrade or Jermall Charlo or David Benavidez, watch, there's going to be some crazy stipulations in the contract. Watch. with the weight and with the rehydration and all that. And if it's not, I'll be surprised. He tried to pull that joint when he fought Floyd, but he jammed himself up. Because the fight was at 154, but Canelo himself had to come down to 152. He set that up and then tried to change it. And Leonard Ellerby said, nah, you made, that's what you wanted. Leave it just like that. So if you pound, because in my eyes, he's not pound for pound the best. He's not. He's one of the best in the game. He's probably like the most popular. But just because you extremely popular, that don't make you pound for pound the best. And especially if you're not trying to fight the best and you running. You ran 2 weight classes from Jermall Charlo, man. 54 and 60. Now you at 68. And both times you vacated just so you wouldn't have to fight him. And even with Demetrius Andrade, when they stripped Demetrius Andrade of his belt for inactivity, he waited for Demetrius Andrade to get stripped of that belt, and then Canelo went and got the belt. As opposed to, you could have fought Demetrius Andrade then, but you didn't want to. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and leave me some comments. You know what I mean? Come on, let's tell Canelo, man, step up, man. Fight Jermall Charlo and stop running. Fight Demetrius Andrade and stop running. Fight David Benavidez. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he running from Jermall Charlo? Because I do. Again, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, leave the comments, let me know what y'all think. Shout out to Showboat TV, Blue Blood Sports TV, Aki TV, and of course, always, truly and sincerely, shout out to my About Time Boxing family and my Trill 100 Mil gang. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Canelo, fight Jermall Charlo. Take your track shoes off. Stop running. Stop running and fight.